Our London historic pub tour isn't like any other pub tour. Not only will it take you to pubs well away from all the tourists, it'll also take you to parts of London that you'd never see otherwise and show you some of the hidden bits of London history. All of the pubs that we visit are local pubs, ordinary almost, but with an extraordinary history. We'll normally go in 4 or 5 historic pubs, and a free drink is included in each one, though we go past plenty more, and they all have a unique story to tell. Here we are outside the Old Bailey, place of public executions for centuries, when it used to be the Newgate prison. People were executed over there, amongst the trees and the bushes, but we'll tell you more about that on the tour. Here we go, inside the Viaduct Tavern, one of the famous gin palaces of London. The pub has a fantastic history and amazing drinks. It's got a hidden secret beneath though, which if we're lucky, we can often go down to see. It's a pretty safe assumption that wherever your local pub is, you don't have something like this underneath it, and you wouldn't be able to go down in a big group. But in our little small private tours, it's not a problem. There's a reason why we don't have any bad reviews, so try and look enthusiastic for your own good. It must have been a truly awful place, and if it was like that downstairs, you can only imagine what was going on in the pub itself, but you'll find out if you book a tour. Although you get a drink in every pub, it's more than just a pub tour. We'll visit important spots in London's history, such as where the Great Fire of London ended. The body snatchers, more about them later. The whole area has got a very long and grim history, and you'll probably have heard of some of the most famous events.
Hear ye, hear ye. The condemned shall soon appear. Traitor to the crown. God save the king. You'll hang at Smithfield, Scottish dog.
We're in Smithfield here, London's famous old meat market, and some of the events that took place here were the inspiration for Sweeney Todd. These people were burnt alive at the stake as they wouldn't convert their religion. Learn about the importance of the Peasants' Revolt, which came to a messy end at this very spot. We got shrapnel damage from the First World War, and more than a little bit of Tudor history. We'll see old King Henry VIII later on. We're right outside the Western world's oldest hospital, 902 years old. And though you'll hear the story of how it came to be, it also ties in to a rather gruesome bit of London history and a delightful pub just round the corner. Learn the history of the body snatchers. You get more money the fresher the body was, and this pub came across a unique way to increase its earnings. The meat market was badly bombed by a German V-2 rocket. We'll learn some of the history that took place here and some of the interesting pubs in the neighbourhood. This one was a famous old brothel.
Get along now. Keep moving.
I remember when this neighbourhood wasn't the best place. But it's gone up in the world since the days of cow markets and highwaymen and cockfighting. This is where the very first vending machine was invented. We'll visit places with connections to the Crusaders.
Particularly potent this season.
Indeed. The sunlight has been favourable for the medicinal flowers.
Our next pub in some way shaped the world. We're in Clerkenwell, for centuries the home of revolutionaries and people fighting for our liberty and freedom. "200 years ago, the Chartists were here, risking their lives.
My friends, the time for change is upon us. We demand our rights as free citizens of this land."
A century or so later, an incredible meeting took place inside the pub. Our next pub has royal connections and is said to be the hardest pub to find in London, if it's even considered London at all. It was here that Queen Elizabeth I waited for her man, Sir Robert Hatton, to disembark off his ship. It is said that she danced for joy underneath a cherry tree. You can see the trunk just to the right of the doorway. It's not always open, but next door is a beautiful old church that used to be part of a much older complex. It's well worth going into the crypt beneath if it's open. People still have wedding parties here to this day, but look who had one centuries ago. The big man himself, King Henry VIII. Our next old pub is in one of London's legal districts, and in these booths, this is where you would meet your legal representative.
Extra! Extra!
Our last pub lies off the famous Fleet Street, London's newspaper street. We'll see a lot along the way, but we'll also visit the locations from the famous Sweeney Todd story, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
A fine steak and kidney pie for you today, sir.
Most splendid, thank you kindly.
Our final pub is perhaps the most famous, notable for being one of the favourite hangouts for Dr. Johnson, who wrote the dictionary, and also for Charles Dickens. Their favourite spots are marked in the pub. Learn about the notorious foul-mouthed parrot that used to live here in Victorian times. He's still here, he's just not as chatty as he used to be, or as rude. The pub above ground is old enough, but the levels underneath were largely untouched by the Great Fire of London, and are centuries older than that. Before they were the haunt of hard-drinking journalists in the Victorian times and 20th century, they were likely where monks would store their beers and wines. Like the other pubs now tour, people have been coming here for centuries. So why not see what it's all about? To good health and good comfort. So whether it's the olden days,
So glad we
or
could
your
all make it.
holidays,
Absolutely. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers!
there's no better way to spend time in London, or in pubs, than our historic London pub tour. Cheers!